Perfect, guys. So if you want to come and see the full charts, I am live on YouTube, and that's where I'll be streaming everything. I don't stream on TikTok because a lot of the time they can ban me from whenever I'm showing my charts. So it's been a minute since I've been on here, so I'm probably gonna have a load of random people on here. But yeah, we're gonna have a little rundown, a little breakthrough. Not breakthrough, just a little rundown on the trades that I've taken this morning and why I took them, and also just a little bit about my strategy, trend line, support and resistance, that kind of thing. Because obviously, if you're new here, why are you saying? But yeah, I'll answer any relevant questions, guys. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time on weirdos. But yeah, anything relevant to trading, then I will answer your questions. But yeah, please don't forget to double tap the live for me. And yeah, okay, so this morning I was very, very bullish, mainly because we were kind of like on we're at a bit of a pivotal point because we were on a 15-minute trend line. And to be honest, this is pure experience play, because this kind of setup here with the candlesticks, and if you guys are new here and you don't know how I trade, I pretty much trade based off candlesticks. So yeah, this here was like the ideal pullback. We got weakenings in our green candles, and then these two specific candles here I've seen a lot of times. So when this presented itself, these two small candles here, this is basically for me representing that we're having like a slight pullback, but there's not very much strength in the bears. So we've got wicks below showing again, we've had like these retests below, it's rejected and it's flipping back up. So I actually had an order on like 3 times. David, so anyone here on TikTok, I am showing everything live on YouTube. If you want to see the full charts, come over to YouTube. It's just Doey Trades over there. Stars, I'm well, thank you. I hope you are good this morning. Yeah, so like I said, we had this little pullback in these candlesticks here, and I basically had an order, a buy stop on at 3312.73. That was like my first entry. And for me, if this was to push up, I wanted to enter another position as well, because we also got a break above resistance. So again, I love to trade trendline breakouts, and a lot of the time people are always asking, how, when you see a trendline breakout, at what point do you enter? Because, just because we break out, we don't want to just enter the second that we've broken out. So yeah, I personally like to mix this strategy with my support and resistance strategy, which again, I like to trade breakouts. I don't particularly always trade like bounce off like the support or resistance. I prefer taking trades when there's a breakout. So yeah, we've had a break of this trend line here. We also created resistance here, so 2 confirmations for me to enter again after we got the initial push. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. If you want to see the full charts, I'm live on YouTube now. I'm not going to be on here for too long. I just wanted to come on here, catch up with you guys, and break down what I was looking at this morning. Electrician in Leicester. I'm showing my screen on YouTube, so if you want to come over and see the full charts, it's live on YouTube right now. It's just Doey Trades. Sorry guys, I'm just reading. So I don't use any EMAs. I don't use any indicators really. I trade very, very simple, and I know, a lot of people think that the way that I trade is too simple, but it works for me, so I'm good with that. So yeah, I literally just use trend lines and support and resistance. I don't use Christina, very odd. Dan's morning. Hey guys, hey John. Sorry guys, I'm just reading through some of the comments. Thank you so much for the follows here as well. Will Trades, me too. What platform do you use? So I use TradingView to do all of my analysis, and to be honest, a lot of the time I just take my trades off MT5. I have got a futures account with Alpha Capital, the Alpha Futures, but yeah, I like taking trades off of MT5, but recently I have just opened a account with TradingView and not TradingView, Trade Nation. So hopefully I will start trading on TradingView. I don't know why I never really thought to do that, but yeah. I have used CTrader. I do really like it, to be fair. Thank you, Robert. You keep it simple. Yeah, so I definitely keep it very, very simple. I'll go through my futures account with you guys in a second, but basically obviously you guys here on TikTok, you can't see my screen, so I would really, really appreciate it if you guys could come over to YouTube, drop a subscribe, because TikTok likes to ban me for showing my charts and some of the things that I want to talk about, so I definitely do prefer YouTube. Let's see. Adam, what time do you trade? So I predominantly trade pre-London and London Open. But yeah, so let's go. This morning, this was I think it was around 6 a.m. in the morning. Like I said, we got a break out of this trend line, and when I talk people through this strategy, people just think, oh really, is that it? But honestly, it works for me, and I've taken partials already and we're not far off hitting TP. I'm hoping that it pushes up here. I am probably gonna, I've already started to try on my stop loss because it is a bigger trade. It was 142 pips. So yeah, let's just talk about the fact that we had this breakout here. Like I said, this candlestick pattern where we've got this pullback and we've got wicks below here and then it flipping into green from red, this indicated to me there was going to be a bit of a push, and as we had a push up again, like I said, we got that second confirmation of the break of resistance as well. We got the break of resistance, and that's why I wanted to add to the position. I heard something once, and it really made me think about actually how bad the industry sometimes can be, because when I first started my trading journey, when we were in negative, we were always told to add to the position to get the better entry, whereas now I would never add to a position unless we're already in profit. So like I said, we had my first entry at 3312.73. Thank you so much for the follows, but by the way guys, I really, really appreciate it. And then yeah, break above resistance as well. So we got a break above here. It did break quite high above and also with no top wick, which would mean this candle, the one that printed red, I wouldn't be taking the trade on that candle. It would be the next one after that, as long as that second candle gave me what I wanted, which it did, which was a small body red. And then this candle really gave me a big retest, which was beautiful, and then flipped back up. So I entered again at 3314, and we're still in this trade now. The reason why I anticipated such a big move is because I like to trade kind of from zone to zone, but when I'm trading with trend lines, I like to either stay in a trade until the new trend is broken, or just basically to the next trend line, which this purple trend line here is a 1 hour bearish trend. So I was anticipating a bit of a push. We're so close, and to be honest, like, I feel like if I wasn't on live, then I would be able to just close the trade. But, you know, I've trailed my stop loss. I'm trying to learn to hold these trades a little bit more. We've got London open now, so I'm hoping we get a little bit more volume. Okay, guys, I'm going to start answering the questions. Really appreciate the follows. If you guys want to come and see the full charts, just head over to YouTube. My YouTube name is the same, which is just Doey Trades. Do you teach Forex terminology and how to place trades? So Earn, Learn, Grow. I have a completely free group where we help people. So I'm pretty sure I've got a link in my bio. I'm not so much using my Discord group anymore, but if you join our Telegram, you can see what we're up to. But yeah, everything that I do is completely free. So I am desperately meaning to come back on here and do my lives again. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna continue, because I used to come on lives every day, but to be honest, like, TikTok, social media and stuff was very draining, and for me, like, my number one priority. Thank you for the gift. A piggy. Yeah, my number one priority has always been my trading, so I didn't want TikTok and social media and stuff to kind of distract me on what was more important. John, thank you so much. But yeah, so sorry, Learn, Grow, I don't know what your name is, but yeah, if you're interested in, you know, the kind of basics and stuff like that, definitely worth as well subscribing to my YouTube, because I like to basically break down my strategy. Like, I don't hold anything back. I just talk you guys through the trades, why I've taken them, and obviously you guys can ask me any questions about, you know, why I've taken the trades. Adam, yeah, so yeah, that is UK time. UK time, I suppose, anything from like 5:30, 6 a.m. till I would say like 10 a.m. really. Like, I like to be done early in the morning just because I've got quite a lot going on. So sorry guys, I hope I'm not echoey here on YouTube. I am trying to use the mic. Basem, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but welcome, thank you so much for coming. So Mondays and Wednesday and Fridays, that's when I'll be coming here live. And yeah, so if you subscribe to my YouTube, you will then be notified when we go live. And you know, when I go live, like, if I do see a setup, like, I will take the trades on the live with you guys. I've got my futures account here. That's what I wanted to do, just give you guys a little bit of an update on my futures account. Oh, if you can't see my link, TikTok may have taken it out. I don't know what their issue is with my stuff, but yeah, if you just type in Doey Trades, then you'll see it there. But yeah, so let me just talk you guys through why, you know, when I took this trade here, we are now kind of coming more towards this trend line. We've got a lot of mess here on the side, so kind of my next areas now, if we can get a break above here. But again, this is like a really nice a little candlestick pattern here where we've got, we're obviously moving up pretty strong, but I have been finding that, London session has just not been great. But yeah, I like to always check on the higher time frames as well. Even though I trade off the 15-minute time frame, I always like to see what's happening on the higher time frames. But yeah, so this is quite like a significant area, and we still got a little bit of room until we hit the trend line. So potential, we could do a potential quick scalp. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see when we get there. It's just difficult with this trade here. So the reason why that I found, sorry guys, I was not paying attention to TikTok. My hair is definitely a mess this morning. Yeah, I know, and learn, grow. Yeah, I mean, I usually do have a mod on here, but to be honest, like these days I just ignore people. I'll only answer anything relevant to trading. So I've been on and off trading now for like 8 years, but I would say really the last 2 years is where I've like really knuckled down and really, really focused on learning. Morning, Stefan, sorry if I'm pronouncing wrong. But yes, so the reason why I'm not adding to this position here is because we have the area of resistance right here. And when I added to this position, when we broke here, we had a little bit more room until that next area of resistance. But yeah, I would, with this trade here, I would be a bit skeptical about, taking a breakout trade basically straight into the resistance. And because I'm already in a trade, I'm happy. I think the one thing with trading is, and I've seen it time and time again with people, is that greed really gets the best of people. They really, really do. Oh, amazing. Yeah, definitely check it out. Like, I really enjoy Forex. Like, I've never done crypto. Literally know nothing about crypto apart from, sometimes I I look at let's actually have a look at what's Bitcoin doing. But yeah, I just don't know anything about Bitcoin. Not Bitcoin, sorry, crypto. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. But yeah, so I am back doing my lives. I will be here Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Probably around the same time, like London Open. I'm really... we've got 8 minutes till this candle closes. We're so close to my take profit, guys. Literally like 20 pips away, so we just need a little bit of volume. But this is like really normal. I always find London Open just seems to be rubbish volume. We get like a load of volume pre-London, and that's why I like to trade pre-London as well. So Nathan, I personally wouldn't start with anything less than 1,000 if you are going to be trading live. Like, the ideal amount is probably going to be like anything from like 3k and above. But I also like to trade funded accounts. So last week I literally just passed 2 funded accounts. Oh, we've literally just hit my TP. Well, I think so. Yeah, we've just hit TP. That was 142 pip move. But yeah, this is why I absolutely love this strategy, guys. Like, I know so many people like look at it and they think, oh my gosh, like this is obviously just too simple. There has to be more to it. And I sometimes think like people would rather sound technical and more smart than just be profitable. But yeah, so we've literally just hit TP. Bit of a slow morning, but to be fair, I started trading at 6 a.m. this morning, and now we're just coming up to 8:30, and I'm pretty much done. Like, I will definitely be more than happy to not trade for the rest of the day now. But yeah, that was a big move. And this is why, like, honestly, don't sleep on this strategy, guys. Like, it's, yeah, I love it. Thank you for watching my stories on IG. Appreciate. Oh, Neil. Yeah, no, I do watch your stuff. Neil Trades. Yeah, I recognise the name. I do watch your stuff. Like, you're a good, from what I can see, you're a really good trader. Thank you for coming here as well. You guys here on YouTube really, really would appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. I promise I will be adding more to it. It's just, I feel like the last few months it's just been super manic with everything, but also, like, ever since kind of coming on to social media and stuff to share my journey with people, like, it has been a big distraction, which is why, like, I've had to take a massive step back. But we're back and I feel good. I'm learning to just block out the hate and the strangeness. But yeah, so like I said, guys, I trade with a live account, but I also trade with a funded account. If you guys want some money off with Alpha Capital Group, just use the code DOEYFX and you'll get money off there. But yeah, I mean, I've never had an issue with them. And let's talk a little bit about futures, because a lot of people have been asking me about futures, and I have started on my futures account, but because I've got quite a lot of normal forex accounts, I forget to trade on here. And the thing that I quite like about this, if you're doing the funded accounts, is that your target is so much less than what it would be when you're doing your forex accounts. Like, this is $100,000 account, and I basically will get funded when we reach 6k. So right now I'm on 103,000. So yeah, we're not that far off, and then this account will go live. The one thing that obviously I would take into consideration is that the drawdown, they do trail the drawdown, and it is a lot tighter. So yeah, you've got to be a strict trader. You can't trade like over risking and stuff. And also they do have like a consistency rule, so I can't actually just basically just complete the whole challenge in one trade. I think the max amount of this trade is like 3k. Early bird catches the worm. Yes, it does, definitely. Mr. TikTok, if you guys want to come over to YouTube, this is where I show my charts. It's just Doey Trades, and I'm actually I need to link in my YouTube the Telegram, because I'm actually more on Telegram now than Discord. I just found with Discord, as much as I love it and I still love the community there, but the thing is, like, we all traded so differently, and it just got quite confusing, especially for newbies, which is why I've kind of transitioned over to Telegram. So guys, I only really trade gold on futures, and then gold against the US dollar on Forex. But yeah, so I'm happy with this trade. Like I said, like, we literally just hit TP there. We got another area here of resistance, so if we can get another breakout, I could potentially just have a lower lot size, because I think I was like in the middle of saying, actually, like, the one thing that I have found with trading in general as to why the majority of people just can't stay consistent is greed. It's literally just greed. Like, they can't be okay with small consistent wins. They want, like, they want to flip accounts, they want the large wins. And I think if you're gonna trade and have super highs, just be prepared to have super lows as well. So yeah, so that's like something that I have been consistently working on with myself, is the greed side, especially with using funded accounts. Like, if I could give any advice on how to trade funded accounts, like, trade the same as if it's £1,000. Like, don't just see the bigger numbers and get carried away with it, because yeah, it can go south very, very quickly. But yeah, guys, I know we've got quite a few of you here on TikTok, so you're probably wondering what the hell I'm on about. I've got my live charts up on YouTube, so if you want to come and see what I'm talking about, then just head over to YouTube. It's just Doey Trades. Drop a subscribe, because then you will be notified every time we go live. And basically what I like to do is just break down the trades that I've taken, answer any of your questions, and then if we get a setup here on live, then I'll take it on my futures account. So here, this is why you need patience. What do you trade? I trade gold against the US dollar or gold on futures. But yeah, so this is why we need patience. You know, this was pushing up, and now we've just had a bit of a rejection here. We haven't had a breakout. You know, this is the area of resistance here. We haven't had the breakout yet. So the way that my strategy works when it comes to scalping is that I work on candle closures. I don't trade on anything below the 15-minute time frame, just because I don't think the lower time frame for me is like a high enough confirmation. So I definitely have started looking at NASDAQ on futures, but yeah, like I was saying, guys, I just keep forgetting to trade on this account. So now that I'm going to come back on live, hopefully, I'll just be reminded, because obviously I just need to trade on something that is on my laptop. But yeah, I don't really trade NAS, but I have started to look at it, and I just find that I just don't really get my setups as often. Okay, so yeah, we've got basically buys above here, and yeah, I won't be selling this for a while, to be fair. Right, just reading. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. Thank you as well if you have subscribed. Like, I really do appreciate it. But yeah, Neil, it's hard to stay really consistent with the posting, because I feel like it takes your attention away from trading, which is obviously the most important thing. But yeah, 100% with greed. Like, I speak to a lot of traders, and you know, that is the one thing that they can't be okay with, and that's what I'm saying. Like, right now, I've literally just had a 142 pip move. I've managed to add to that position. You know, I've taken partials. We've hit TP. Like, there's no reason for me to rush into the next trade unless it is really giving me the setup that I want. And to be honest, I don't actually really usually trade more than 3 times a day. So I'm going to take this as like 2 trades basically, because we had a first entry and then I added to the position. But yeah, like, you know, when people are on that winning streak, this is where I feel like it goes wrong for people, because the confidence, the ego, it just plays too much of a part, and you just feel too confident, and yeah, that's when people end up just blowing accounts or just spiraling. And I think it's so important to understand, like, you can't actually control the human, like, you can't get rid of the human emotions. Like, you shouldn't be trying to just get rid of them, because you're human at the end of the day. So it's about understanding yourself and learning how to manage the emotions more than anything else. Morning, ACJ. Hope you are well this morning. We've had a great start to the week. And also, as well, let me just be so transparent with you guys. Like, you know, people only really love to show... I completely even forgot about it, because I actually only took it on... I only managed to take it on one one account this morning, I did actually have a loss here. So because we were at a really pivotal point, like we were either going to respect this trend line or break it, this kind of, it was a bit of an impulse sell, but I didn't let it hit my stop loss because I then realized, you know, the kind of candlestick formation that it was doing. So I did take a small loss on my 100k account. And, you know, I think it's a real skill to be able to take a loss and really not let that affect you. Like, I completely forgot about that loss this morning. We just moved on, and then we went on to, you know, literally playing out a really, really good trade, where I do find a lot of people hate taking losses. So it really gets to them or really hurts their ego when they have to take a loss. And I just think that is, honestly, it is part of the game. I don't trade XRP. It's literally just gold for me. But yeah, exactly. 0 to 3 trades is more than enough for me. 3 days a week. But yeah, that's like, and this is the thing, like, people think they have to trade every day. Some people, you know, get annoyed, they get FOMO when they don't manage to get a setup in a day, and like, you just gotta be okay with that. But yeah. Are you funded? So yeah, so I've got a few funded accounts, and then I've got a few challenges going as well. I'm really wanting to focus more on my futures account because we're not far off being funded. If you look over here, obviously on TikTok you guys can't see my screen, but I've got my screen up here on my laptop on YouTube. So yeah, you can see here on my on my futures account we're not that far away from 106,000, which is the goal for it to go funded. So yeah, we're not far off. I just need to remember to actually trade on it. Because I can only trade on it on my laptop, I just trade on it a lot less. But yeah, my favourite pairs, to be honest, it's just gold. Gold against US dollar. Like, that's what I like to focus on. Real, thank you so much. But yeah, you can have multiple accounts. Like, for me, that is kind of like how I like to, I guess, like, how I like my strategy with my funded accounts. Like, I would rather have a load of funded accounts and then risk really small, so it would be so hard to blow them, but then just stack them up. So, you know, if you've got like multiple 100k accounts, multiple 50k accounts, if you're only making like 100, 200 in a trade, you know, across like 5, that's like a grand a day. So you don't feel like you have to over risk to still make really good money. But yeah, so I do have a live account as well, and basically what I'm doing is I'm just trying to leverage the funded accounts, and I'm just moving my money back over to my live account because I would always prefer to trade live. Probably going to do a few videos on like the difference really, and like, you know, funded accounts, live accounts, and all the rest of it, but I'll do that kind of like a separate video. Gold is not for the weak. Yeah, I can tell you that. Gold is definitely not for the weak, but I have always loved gold, and I think, you know, if you focus on one thing, then you really get to know the way that it moves. And now I'm in a good place with it. Like, before, it was honestly like a love-hate relationship with gold, and nowadays, like, I look back over the journey and I think it's not gold, it was me that was the issue. You know, when it came to like emotional trading and stuff like this, like for me, I really, really struggled and always let it get the best of me. Whereas it's been a while since I've traded that way and let myself spiral, because I've got so many things in place now to stop that spiral. But yeah, now, you know, I never really have an issue. Like, obviously some days like gold's just going to be gold, and I expect that. So yeah. Thank you so much, Maximus. Trust your strategy if you've done the legwork. Exactly that. Like, you know, even with this trade here. And you know, like I said to you guys, like ever since coming on social media, seeing the way that other people trade, it can get very noisy and it can really distract you from the way that you want to trade, the way that it works for you. And this is so simple, and sometimes I think, is it too simple? Is this too good to be true? But for me, this works, and you know, it's played out many times, and you just got to trust that strategy and go with it and just be safe. So I have two strategies for gold. I've got a scalping strategy where, you know, I'm not really looking to hold a position. I'm literally trading from like zone to zone, but I need a little bit of volume for that. And then my other strategy is to do with trend lines, which is that when I trade that strategy, I am looking to hold positions. Still not a swing trader though. It's like definitely more like intraday trading. Like this trade here was held for maybe a couple hours. But yeah, so it can be a little bit complicated because I do mix the strategies, to be honest. When I'm looking for an entry on my trend line trades, I use my scalping strategy, but I just have to make sure I give it a lot more room, just in case we kind of retest and play around a little bit. Where would you even start? So Rosh, if I was completely new, in all honesty, like I would, you know, learn the absolute basic terminology. Like you can use Google, you can use ChatGPT, but don't overwhelm yourself with like all the different educators and different people out there. I think, you know, nowadays like educators or people share their journey. People share their journey, and this is how I found this strategy, by just seeing the strategy and it made sense to me. And I've seen a lot of strategies. Like I've just seen here Adil's ANM. Yeah, so I actually I do follow him. And he uses like smart money concepts, which I definitely like, and it makes sense and it 100% works. But for me personally, like, it just doesn't work well with my brain. Like I like to see in patterns, whereas that's a little bit more like technical. You know, you're looking at FEGs, you're thinking about liquidity, you're thinking about a lot of different things, whereas for me, I'm looking at the candlesticks, I'm looking at what's happening right now, and I've learned to kind of read patterns, and that's just the way that my mind works, and that's what you got to go with, guys. Like it's not about who's right and who's wrong, because technically all of the strategies, even ICT, like I'm not an ICT trader, I don't really know anything about ICT, but they all work. Let's have a little look. Just landed on your live. Oh, it's Alex. Hey, Alex. I'm really well. I hope you're good too. But yeah, I was just going through with you guys about alpha futures. And like I said, guys, like that's the one thing like I do really like about futures compared to the Forex when it comes to the funded accounts, is that the target is so much less. But obviously at the same time, guys, you have to still be very, very disciplined when it comes to trading. I just need to make sure I trade a little bit more on this account, and then I think I'll do is like I'll do a little series of just the journey of once that account goes live. Also as well though, this month, if anyone does trade futures, they've got like a offer going on at the moment that there's no activation fees for June. But yeah, so we've got to be patient here, guys. We need a break above here. But yeah, like I was saying, with the other strategies, for me, you're trying to predict the move rather than react to the move. And that's the difference. I really struggle trying to predict moves. I like personally to react to them. And that's why, you know, when people ask me where do I start, do a little bit of research, find the strategy that you think resonates with you, and then learn from that person. Try not to overcomplicate it with like trying to learn so many different things all at the same time, because honestly, like, I had information overload, and that was just making everything go very downhill. How do you control your emotions after a win or a loss? Okay, so when it comes to controlling emotions, like, for me, do you know what it is? I think people give too much value to trading, and this is what promotes emotion, because it is an incredible thing, but I think you've got to learn to see it for what it is. You're looking at candlesticks, you're looking at lines on a chart, you're literally following a system, and that's it. And I think, for me, I've got a system, I've got rules, and I'm literally sat here and I'm ticking off the rules. If I see those setups, I take the trade. It doesn't matter if I win, lose, or draw. And that's like my attitude when it comes to trading now. Whereas before, it was like, oh, I'm coming on here to make money, or I'm coming on here to win. Like, that's just your ego talking. And to be honest, like, again, it's not really what people want to hear, because they want to just hear about strategy and the magic sauce. But in all honesty, the magic sauce for me was to let go of my ego. Um, Sorry guys, literally just reading through. But yeah, baby pips is really good for like all that basic information. So I 100% would recommend using that. But yeah, so when you say ACJ, like you could not explain, like for me, that would be too complicated for my brain. Like, I need it to be that simple that a 10-year-old could understand this. And I really feel like if I was to, you was to hear this strategy over and over again, it would be that simple that you just think that's just impossible that it could be that simple, but it really does work. Just reading some of the comments here on YouTube. Graham, can you go over your rough start? What are you looking for each morning? Okay, so Graham, my rough start to trading was that I was too arrogant to learn. I wanted to get rich quick. I bought into all of that crap that basically the internet feeds you, and that was me. For a good few years, like I was like, I'm just going to copy someone else and that's going to make me rich. And that's why I had such a bad start, because I didn't understand anything. I literally was there purely for the money rather than learning the skill. So it was, I wasn't in a good place either, just outside of trading. Like, I was in a place where I really needed money. So I was coming from a place of desperation as well. So that's why I had such a bad start to trading. And it's not that I've been trading straight for 8 years, because some people think, I've been trading straight for 8 years, like just losing. That's not the case. Like, I started 8 years ago and I've just been in and out, maybe like a few months at a time. And yeah, it wasn't until like year 3 that I was like, you know what, I need to really start to learn. And that's where I learned about the technical sides, the fundamental sides. But I really did not know anything about the psychology behind it. So even though I knew how to trade and I learned the basics, like I learned all of this stuff, candlesticks, support and resistance, trend lines, I learned all of that stuff at the very beginning. But yeah, I was trading demo, and obviously trading demo is just not the same. It's not the same. Like, you need experience in the hot seat to be able to experience the emotions that come with trading, because that is the biggest obstacle. So yeah, I still went on a bit of a spiral. I was still in a bad place. I was still too arrogant, still wanted to focus on purely just making money rather than working on myself, because at this point it was like, okay, I know a lot of the technicals, but I wasn't willing to work on myself. And that's where the big shift happened about a couple years ago. Outside of trading, I'd worked on myself a lot and really, really started, my trading journey and stuff like that. Not my trading, sorry, my self-development journey. So when I came back again, this time it was different. I was really like, okay, now we got to learn. to test these strategies. But yeah, it's honestly time. It's time in the game. Like, you have to be patient, and you have to just, you actually have to have a bit of a passion for it. Like, I love trading. A lot of people, you know, only want to trade for the money, and I think you're going to really struggle if that is the case. How often do you how do you... Right, okay, let's just ignore. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to respond to anything weird, so just keep scrolling. Just reading some of the comments. Over time. But yeah, exactly that, Cranberry. They all work. You just have to find what works for you. Can you trade news with it? I'm assuming you're asking about the funded accounts. So the only rule is that you can't open and close a trade 5 minutes before or 5 minutes after red folder news. Morning trader. I am from the UK. Technical analysis is the reason why, you know, I do agree to an extent. Like, I fully understand that the fundamentals is what moves the market. But if you're a scalper, I don't really care what is happening overall. I'm just scalping little bits of the market. So for me, I'm not really holding trades. Like, if you're a swing trader, obviously these things matter. Good morning. There's a lot to it. But exactly that. I think, you know, there's a lot to trading. And you have to really be patient with yourself, be prepared for the journey. But honestly, it's been the best journey, like, in a lot of ways, more than like what it can bring financially as well. The best traders don't have emotion. I agree and don't agree with this, because I still have emotion. But I've just learned to control it in a way, and also just view trading in a way that is controlled. Because I would be lying to you guys if I said I don't give a shit about money. I don't care about, you know, blowing an account. Like, obviously I care about those things. And I think for the longest time, I really tried to pretend that I was emotionless, and all that was causing was pure friction and resistance. Whereas, you know, it's okay to feel the emotions, but then you have to have systems, I guess, in place even with your emotions. And that's, like, for me, greed was something that I've really struggled with. So one of the things that I've got in place is that I don't want to trade more than 3 times a day. You know, before I was trading a crazy amount. And that, you know, that's one of the things that I've put into place to stop that crazy spiral of greed. You know, I like to trade now more on my laptop, so that I'm not constantly, like, just got the charts up on my phone. If I've done my free trades, it's like, before I would just have the charts up, whereas now I'm going to get on with my day. You know, it's just like small little things like that. There's things in the morning that I do, like I've got a morning routine. I guess, like, I've got a system in place to help me in every aspect, but it has just taken a while to really get to know myself, I suppose. But yeah, it's definitely not easy to trade, and yeah, when you're constantly on social media streaming as well, like, it's definitely not easy. Laughter, yeah, I've been on and off trading for 8 years, so it has been a while. It has taken a while to get here. But yeah, this is what I mean, guys. Like, you know, prices is really playing around now. Like, it's not giving us that setup that we needed for the breakout. But essentially, I guess, like, what I do when I come on the charts every morning is that, you know, I mark up my trend lines on the higher time frames first. So, like, the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour. So then I can see where those key areas are for those breakouts. But I also actually trade trend lines off the 15-minute as well. So yeah. Oh, okay, we got some comments here. GBP USD. I haven't traded that in a long time, to be fair, but I would say those are like your safe havens for Forexes. Euro USD, GBP USD. It's a good place to start, I feel like, when you're learning. It's not as volatile. Morning, Ben. Oh, thank you through my telescope. Oh, morning, Shane. You've been so quiet. But thank you so much for the follows, guys. I'm not selling anything. Everything I do is completely free. I've got my YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to. It's just Doey Trades. That's where I'm live right now. I'm showing my charts. Basically, just come on here. I show you guys, any trades that I've taken, anything that I'm looking for, and just, hopefully give some value and, answer your questions, share my journey. If I can help anyone, then it's great. Morning, James. Oh dear. So guys, XAUUSD. I'm not on a Zoom, I'm live on YouTube, so I was answering some of the comments on YouTube as well. I'm not just talking to myself. I'm just answering everyone's questions. Okay, but yeah, guys, if you guys want the Telegram group, like I said, everything that we do is completely free. It's purely just for me. I came on here initially to share my journey and just help other people along the way, because I really do believe like this industry is very, very toxic. There are a lot of people who just like to sell the dream, and like I've said, like this for me has been one of the best journeys, but it's definitely not an easy journey to have. So yeah, it's been really nice to network with other traders as well. And yeah, I feel like I've met a lot of people through trading, so I've loved it. Reuben, I'm on I am on YouTube as well, so if you want to see the full charts, that is where I will have that's where you'll see what I'm looking at. What platform do you trade Forex? So I usually use MT5. I do really like CTrader, I'm not going to lie. Bull market. Yeah, we've had a bit of a bull run this morning. It's good to see that you're back, Shane. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. Really appreciate you. Morning, Jason. What do you think of Alpha Capital? I think they're absolutely fine. Like, I've never had an issue with them. I actually work really, really closely with them because they're one of the, I would say, well-known, and they're well known in the UK. They're based here in the UK. And when I was looking for prop firms, like I had 2 bad experiences before finding Alpha Capital, so I did a lot of research, and you know what, I really resonated with the guys there, and I like their online presence. And like I said, I started using the company, and then now I'm kind of like, because a lot of people ask me who I use, like obviously I will always share with you guys who I use. Like I have used FTMO as well, but yeah, I've never had an issue with Alpha Capital. Thank you, normal guy. How often? Right, okay. Do you trade gold? Yes, that is pretty much all that I trade. But yeah, I feel like price is just, gold is just doing its thing now. This is why I like to trade pre-London. This has been London literally for the last few months now. It's honestly been shit. But yeah, so let's just see what this candle does here. But we've obviously got some rejection around this resistance. What I was hoping for was, you know, that break above here, that retest, and we could have just done a little quick scalp here on live, but it's just not showing us what we need. We also have like this really big retest below here, so yeah, I don't even know about taking a sell, to be honest. And like I said, like, you know, I'm not trying to be greedy here. We've had a really good bull run this morning. Nice big trade. Don't know why this is wanting to... Oh, there we go. But yeah, it's looking very bullish. My Instagram and YouTube is pretty much all the same thing, guys. It's just Doey trades. But yeah, we are looking right now we have been quite bullish this morning. If we can break above this trend line here, yeah, that would be a 1 hour trend line broken, then yeah, I would definitely be looking at positions there as well. But yeah, right now we want buys above here, but it's just playing around. It's not really doing anything. But yeah, thank you so much for the follows and the support this morning, guys. Honestly, really appreciate you. If you're new here on YouTube, like I said, I'm gonna be streaming Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Obviously, you guys can ask me any questions about my strategy, and you know, hopefully one of these days London isn't going to be rubbish and we can actually get a trade here on live. Managed to do it a few times, but in all honesty, like, I always seem to catch my trades pre-London. That just seems to be the way these days. There's always a lot of volume in Asia as well, but I'm always going to be asleep, so but yeah, so guys, it's not really showing me anything. We've been here for an hour now. Hopefully that made sense to you, the trade that I took this morning. Kaylee, pre-London just means before London Open, so I trade kind of before London and not during Asia. So Asia's kind of like finished around like 4-5ish. Then you've got like the pre-London, which is like 5 to 8 a.m. But yeah, so guys, I'm gonna head off now. Hopefully see some of you newbies here on Wednesday. Probably be about the same time. I will try and maybe get on a little bit earlier, but the usual time is probably going to be about London Open, which is 8 a.m. UK time. So yeah, give us a follow, subscribe, because then you'll get notified when I go live. And then yeah, you guys can, if this strategy appeals to you, like I say, like I just talk you guys through the strategy and answer any questions that you have. Also, I don't think my Telegram link is in the bio on TikTok anymore. It just doesn't seem to like it. So if you want to drop me a message, feel free. I can send you over the links. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. Have a good, make sure you trade safe. It's a Monday. Go easy. Make sure we're not spiraling out of control. But yeah, see you guys on Wednesday. Cool. Okay, my YouTube lot, thank you so much if you are new here. Like I said, I will try to be a lot more consistent and actually get some more content for you guys as